What is up, y'all? We are back with another episode of Comfortable Nerds. We got another guest here, somebody that everybody enjoys, somebody who is always coming with the energy. We got my boy, Absurd.
For people that don't know me, my user is Absurd Comics. Um, Basically do a lot of what Jay does. A lot of my stuff is new comic book days. I do some fig posing and stuff, fig unboxings. Mainly just doing this for the love of God and love of comics, man.
So today, me and Absurd wanted to hop on here and we wanted to talk about something that is highly slept on, a character that a lot of people don't recognize. And crazy part is he's an Asgardian. Well, he's not an Asgardian. What would you call him? He's a Corbinite, but
He's a Corbinite, but an honorary Asgardian. I think that's the best way to describe him.
an
Yeah.
honorary Asgardian. We're on here to talk about the one, the only Beta Ray Bill. I just got done reading Daniel Warren Johnson's run. I literally just finished issue 5 before we hopped on here. That was an amazing run.
Dude,
It's
I'm so
exactly
happy that you read it and, went into it how I told you to, it's one of those stories that, you can't tell anybody what it's about, because reading
you
it from
can't.
start to finish, it's a whole whole 'nother experience, and the thing that I love not only about just Beta Ray Bill, but Daniel Warren Johnson's storytelling is the way that he brings characters like Beta Ray Bill and some of the other people, like his Absolute Batman one shot. He brings those characters a different angle on what they're normally perceived as, or just pointed out as. He wasn't just Beta Ray Bill. He was Beta Ray Bill's personality. It wasn't just the character himself. He built so much on who he was, why he does what he does, and his feelings emotionally, not just working on what his powers are.
Daniel Warren Johnson has a way with making a character like while you're reading something funny, you actually laugh out loud. Like Scourge in that run had me dying, bro. All he want to do is cause mayhem. That's all I feel like in Thor Ragnarok. They took inspiration from Daniel
Mhm.
Warren Johnson's Beta Ray Bill run because he was exactly like that in Thor Ragnarok. My man, bro, when Scuttlebutt had built herself into like a gun, and Scourge was like, my man had tears running down his face. He's like, thank you.
Like, that
Bro,
man
he
is
said,
just
thank you.
pure chaos in that run. Like, all he wants to do is
That's
kill,
it,
bro.
bro.
Like, he's just there to cause a little mayhem, cause a little chaos.
That's it, bro. And then Pip, with him and Pip's relationship is so. Scourge was probably the best character in Daniel Warren Johnson's run because it's such a sad story. It's a really
Mhm.
sad story, but Scourge, he
He's the
brings a
comedic
sense
relief
of
to it, you know what I mean?
he adds comedic relief to it in the way that he keeps calling himself Bill's wingman. I thought that was hilarious because it's like, dude, that's I guess you got it. Like you got it.
Mhm,
I see where you get the wingman from, you know. You're always there for the homie. I gotta
mhm.
get to him. He's having a hard time. And the character development between all of them is quite beautiful, honestly.
Yeah,
It's a
the
nice thing.
team dynamic between all of them was something that was, built perfectly, because they're very different personalities between all of them that shouldn't blend, but makes it all work together in the story, so that you get to see different people's personalities throughout the story. You get to see somebody who's
Yeah.
a little
Yeah.
selfish, you get to see somebody who's very selfless, you get to see somebody
Yes.
who's just pure chaos, somebody who just
Perfectly.
cares a lot. There's a lot of different components that go into the story that adds so much to it that not a lot of other runs have. You don't see that kind of personality in something like an X title run or something like that. Something where it feels more personal when you read it. It's something that
It
you
does.
finish reading, you're like, wow. Like,
Yeah, man.
you get a
Yeah.
feeling of, like you feel connected with that character at the end of it. You feel like you've learned a little bit about their life and their struggles and their what's the word I'm looking for? Their highlights, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
what makes them who they are.
exactly. And I feel the emotional connection that you have with people and their what's the word I'm looking for? Insecurities.
Mhm,
It highlights how your insecurities on the outside your insecurities on the outside don't highlight who you are on the inside. And everybody has insecurities. Everybody has insecurities. It doesn't matter who you are. Um, but Daniel Warren Johnson took it to the extreme and still showed a sense of it's okay throughout the story.
mhm,
Um, Even with everybody calling Beta Ray Bill horseface, Beta Ray Bill is, I don't want to say an even match with Thor, but in the run in issue 4, that's the issue when they're in the lava, they're traveling through the lava and they get out through the other side and that octopus is like making them
mhm,
hallucinate. Well, the octopus is showing them all of their most horrible memories. And one of Thor's most horrible memory or Thor's one of Beta Ray Bill's most horrible memories was him getting operated on, which was crazy. I had no idea that Beta Ray Bill was like an experiment pretty much. I didn't
mhm,
know that. And his first encounter with Thor said that he was a formidable match for, a mortal. So you being a formidable warrior and a kind-hearted person and somebody who is just relentless
mhm,
when it comes to something that you want, for somebody like that to still not be happy with their selves and then to come out the victor
mhm.
is, man, that helps a lot of people who struggle with self-love really need to read
Yeah,
that story. They really need to read that.
and a lot of it, like, to, like kinda like, Spidey had said, like, it's one of the reasons that I love reading some of the Superman stories, but it's a lot more enjoyable to read a story where you can feel connected to a character. When I was reading that, I felt connected to it because I felt those insecurities. I felt like I didn't belong. I felt like I needed to change myself so other people would go like, "Oh, that guy's cool." That is never the case. Like, you need to stay your own self because that's what makes you you. We all have our different skills, and that's one of the things that he talks about and shows so well is that it doesn't matter how you look, doesn't matter how you act, it doesn't matter how you well, it does matter how you act. It doesn't matter how you look, it doesn't matter how people perceive you. It matters how you show yourself to other people. Because you see people walking down the street, fucking buff as fuck, and then you go up and say what up to them. Some of the nicest people in the world, man.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah, the intimidation factor
yeah,
isn't always the case.
you can't judge a book by its cover, and that is really a thing here. Like, you gotta go into it with an open mind because you don't know people's backstories. You don't know where they
Yeah,
come from. You
yeah,
gotta learn from them directly, and
yeah,
this being one of the books where you learn about this guy from his point of view, not from somebody else telling you who he is from his
exactly.
experiences.
Also, the art, dude, like, oh my gosh, man, I love that, Daniel Warren Johnson is probably one of the best artists to have his big art panels, like, when it takes up 2 pages,
Mhm.
bro, the way like, oh my gosh, dude. The way those drawings look when you just open up the book and it's just 2 pages of it's beautiful, bro. The colors are out of this world. It kinda reminds me of Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. It gives
Mhm.
me those type of vibes.
I very much agree. Like, in my that's how I would, like, describe that story to people is, like, it's very much a super I always forget if it's Superwoman or Supergirl, but the Woman of
It's
Tomorrow
Supergirl.
story, like,
Yeah, well, they
that's
both have They both have the aspect of finding who you are throughout your journey.
Yeah, and very much like a space journey too, like, they're going
Yeah,
and finding themselves in space.
exactly. Speaking of Woman of Tomorrow, did you see that they're doing a test screening tonight or
Mhm.
the first,
They're doing
where
the te I think it's called test screenings, but
it's either test
whatever they
screening.
is,
Yeah, it's either getting watched tonight by,
it's getting watched by a group of people that are going to do their reviews so that
yeah,
when they make the trailers, they can go like, "Rotten
I don't know why
Tomatoes
I'm
said this
spacing.
was a 5 of 5 movie."
Yeah, I'm
I'm pretty
spacing
sure
the
it's
entire
called test
thing.
screening.
Yeah, but also there was this, like a 3-second preview, and it looked really good.
Mhm.
It looked really good for the little 3 seconds that it was,
Yeah.
and from her cameo in Superman, I'm gonna have my girlfriend read, Woman of Tomorrow before we go see that movie.
Mhm.
She's gonna read that whole book. She doesn't have a choice.
It's a quick
Yeah,
read too, bro. I
it's a
told my
really
girl
quick
the same
read.
thing. I was like, "Before we go watch this, you're gonna read this so that you kinda know who Supergirl's all
Yeah,
about." And I
bro.
love that they're going with the kinda like she's kind of a maniac, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
she's not
yeah.
just like she is not Superman in the sense that, like, she brings hope and she brings, like, love, like,
No.
she's very chaotic and, like,
She's
you don't know
chaotic.
what's going to happen.
Yeah, and she's angry. She's not just
Mhm,
chaotic, she's angry because she was there when Krypton went underground, and she wants, she doesn't want another race to go through what her race went through, and she's gonna do whatever she has to do to prevent that from happening,
mhm.
and it's not sometimes it's not really pretty. Sometimes it's
Yeah.
not really pretty, but it's dope though, because it's not like she's, like, infected by red kryptonite and she's just taking out anything in her way. Nah, you're a bad guy, I'm taking you out. And
Oh,
it's like, okay,
100%.
okay, I could get with that. I could get with that for sure. And it's not like an anti-hero taking you out either. It's just like, I don't know, Supergirl's a unique character. She's a unique character for sure.
Yeah, like, for people who haven't read a lot of Supergirl, I definitely say Woman of Tomorrow, and then also too, in Batman and Superman, by I think it's Jeff Loeb and Jim Lee, but that run is super good, like, that's a good Supergirl story because it's her first time, like, coming to Earth, like, it shows her
Yeah,
crashing to Earth and her little story of her first time meeting Clark.
for sure, for sure. Hopefully, ah, dude, the way he did Guardians of the Galaxy, I cannot see this movie being a flop, especially because
Dude.
it's a space movie. I
Mhm,
can't see this movie being a flop. I definitely will be seeing it, in IMAX. You
mhm.
have to see space movies by James Gunn in IMAX. What else?
James
What?
Gunn just James Gunn just has it like that, like, I'm so happy that he's at the helm of DC right now because there's so
Yeah.
many different things that he's going to cook on, and
I
to the
was
biggest thing being, like, I like that they're not doing every movie the same, like, they all
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
the biggest thing that I like that he said, every movie will be connected in the same universe, but they're going to have different vibes because that's how comics are. Not
Yeah, they have
every
their own
comic has the
identity.
same feeling or the same
Yep,
artist or the same they all are they're all connected, but they all have their different feelings inside of it. That's like
exactly.
I like that the Clayface movie is gonna be, like, more of a body horror movie, not just, like, a Superman type feel movie.
Yeah, for sure. They all, like I said, they all have their own identity to them.
Mhm,
Um, but yeah, Beta Ray Bill is, you guys need to read that. It's only 5 issues. You could get it in a trade pretty much
mhm.
anywhere because it is, like, highly slept on. But yeah, after reading Beta Ray Bill, I was like, okay, I need to read his, what's it called? Murder what? Murder
Murder
Hawk?
Falcon.
Murder Falcon. I need to read his
Mhm.
Murder Falcon, and then he has another run. I forget the name of it. It's like X something, S something. I forget.
There's a
But
f so the Daniel Warren Johnson stories I've read, the Wonder Woman run, I forget what the name of it is, but the Wonder
mm.
Woman run's super good.
Oh, the one when she's like not a warrior because she is a warrior, but she's like the last Amazon or
The
whatever.
last yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
So that one's super good. The Beta Ray Bill is super good, and then, Murder Falcon is super good. And then also too, I just finished reading it. It's The Moon is Haunting Us. I think that's the name of it, but I just finished
Okay.
reading that, I think last week.
Mm,
Really anything that is written and drawn by Daniel Warren Johnson is
it's gonna
really
be peak.
good.
It's gonna be peak. It's gonna be peak.
I'd
Yeah.
say,
I don't
like,
know.
there's not very many, like, artists that do that, that I know of, I may be wrong, but he is definitely the top one that does it.
Yeah, for sure. Daniel Warren Johnson is definitely one of my favorite artists and writers. He just knows how to he knows how to keep you on your toes and get you to want to read more. I mean, what
Mhm.
he did with Beta Ray Bill in the span of 5 issues is impressive. It's
Yeah.
very impressive. And he ended the story like perfectly. Like issue
Mhm.
4, I was like, dang, how is he going to wrap this up? And he did it in a almost perfect way. Like
Mhm.
there was no you weren't wanting more. You had
Mhm.
just enough. You had
Just
just
enough to where you're like, "Yeah, I can live with that." I think
yeah.
that Marvel, in my opinion, should use him more for, like,
They
or
oh,
Marvel
bro, definitely,
Marvel
definitely.
or DC needs to use him more for miniseries, like, I
Yeah.
think that a dope miniseries would be, like, a 6 issue, like, Scarlet Spider run. Like, I don't feel like
Mm.
enough people, like, have enough knowledge on Scarlet Spider, and, like,
They don't 'cause he's
if
yeah,
he
you're
got
right.
his hands on something like that, I feel like he could do a lot of work and show his, like, his personality behind it, like,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
kinda duality of knowing, like, he's a human, but he's a clone, like, it's that weird, like, in between where, like, you're not fully a person, like, you're a copy of somebody,
yeah.
but you still wanna be a hero, but the person you were copied after is already a hero, so it's kinda like, a whole mind scenario where you're caught up in your own brain on a lot of things.
Daniel Warren Johnson needs to come to Marvel. A lot, bro. Marvel, I don't know, man. I don't know. What do you think about this X-Men run?
In my opinion, I'm not really picking up any more X titles right now. Like when they first revamped like all of them at I think it was the beginning of this year, maybe a little bit earlier, but I was picking up all of them. I was picking up X Force, I was picking up Uncanny X-Men, I was picking up the
Okay.
normal X titles. Like all of them started off really solid and like I picked all of them up. And then they canceled X Force. They canceled one of the other X titles. Like, they started canceling the ones that were already doing really good, and then they kept the ones that were, like, kinda just getting dragged. Like, every issue was the same thing happening with just, like, a little sprinkle of something at the end so that you would buy the next issue the next upcoming month.
I think not a lot of people are reading X-Men because of how intimidating it is, because there's a lot of knowledge that comes with reading X-Men, and it's not easy to obtain. It's
Mhm.
not easy to obtain at all.
And
A lot of
also
people
too,
read
like
X-Men online.
yeah, that and also it's very oversaturated in my opinion, like, how much X titles there are. Like,
Yeah.
you have X-Men, you have Uncanny
Uncanny.
X-Men, you have Uncanny X-Force, you have normal X-Force, you have Excalibur, you have X like, there is a million different X titles that it gets too overwhelming and it's
Yeah.
oversaturated where they're just pumping out different ones so that you'll keep on picking it up because technically it's a new title, but it's really just the same thing every time.
I would say if anybody is trying to get into X-Men, and they don't necessarily know where to start, I would just start with, like, if you're really just like, "I wanna read X-Men, but I don't wanna go all the way back," I would highly recommend just picking up X-Men, the Revelations run that is coming out.
I'd suggest, like,
I would highly
Uncanny
recommend picking it up.
X-Force is a really good one. Like, if you wanna read and be done with, that's a really good run. That's a lot to do with, like, um a lot to do like, the characters in it, you get Psylocke, you get Archangel, you get Deadpool, you get Wolverine, you get Beast. You really get all of the like, mainline X-Men inside of it, and 2, it's a story about Apocalypse. And Apocalypse is a very cool character because he has a lot to do with, like, the beginnings of X-Men because he was the first mutant. So you get to
Yeah.
learn kind of the history on mutants, reading that story, and 2, it has Daken in it, so you get to learn a little bit about Wolverine's son. You get to learn about the Brotherhood of Mutants and
And which
where
when
they
did this
kinda
come
come
out?
from. Uncanny X-Force came out in,
It's an older run, right?
yeah, I'd say, like, 2000 something, like,
Yeah.
mid-2000s.
But how many Uncannies is there? There's a couple X-Men Uncannies, it's not just one, right?
There's a Uncanny X-Men, Uncanny X-Force, Uncanny I there's so many different, like, runs and
It's hard,
titles for
bro, it's just
everything.
hard to
It's
keep up
hard to
with,
keep it tracked of, bro.
that's why I say just start reading Revelations. Figure out like, there's a couple Revelation titles out, but I think there's only, like, 2 or 3 that are, like, you have to read them to understand what's gonna be going on in the next phase of Marvel.
Mhm,
But I would say if you're just like, "Dude, I just wanna read X-Men," I will catch up on the other stuff and characters later, hop on Revelations, and then figure out what characters you want to learn about within X-Men and look that up, type it up, like ChatGPT, where do I start with, the history of this character? Or if you wanna read a current run, what issues do I need to be caught up on this run? That's what I do. ChatGPT be helping me figure out what I need to read up most of the time.
mhm. Did you see that, Chip Zdarsky said he wants to do an absolute Plastic Man run?
Bro, my dad is an absolute it he hasn't read any of Absolute yet, but he is definitely a Plastic Man fan. Plastic Man is dope. Plastic Man
Mhm,
is, another slept-on character. I wanna
mhm,
see him I hope James Gunn puts him in the DCU soon,
mhm. I think
but,
he will,
I mean,
especially with,
with
like,
Batman Brave and the Bold coming out, Plastic Man is a important character in that.
yeah. Also too, like, with I think they're doing a Terrifics TV show, and he's
Oh,
a
he'll
big
have to be in
component in
that.
the
He has to be
Terrifics,
in that. Yeah. Or even
so,
dude, Plastic Man has saved the DC universe a couple times.
like,
Like, a
more than
couple
just, like,
times.
on a fluke, like,
Yeah. Like,
mhm,
he saved the DC universe. Like, Batman has been like, "Hey, the only person who can do this is Plastic Man, so we need to get him here ASAP."
mhm. I agree. Definitely a slept-on character, and that's another person, like, if DWJ did a run like that, that would be a fire run.
I did not think of that. I did not. If DWJ wrote Plastic Man, I could see him writing him kinda like how he wrote Scourge, but
Mhm,
he could if he could write him how he wrote Scourge and then implement how he wrote, Beta Ray Bill, because Plastic
mhm.
Man does my dad was telling me he kinda suffers with his past, like, he can't get over what he's done in the past because he was a villain at first.
Yeah. You gotta get off the table, bro.
Cat interruption. Sorry,
My bad.
guys. Sorry, guys. But,
But, no, I definitely think you could do something too, like, even if you wanted to kinda go with, like kinda like how James Gunn's doing for Clayface, you could even
yeah.
do a body horror kinda style because,
Yep. Uh,
like you said, he was a villain at first, and then he has to learn how to use his powers and stuff, but too he has a son too, and,
it's crazy. Yeah, he does have a son.
like,
He
a
does
good
have a
run that
son.
just got finished well, it's been finished for a while, but, Plastic Man No More, that was a
I
really
have
good
that one.
run.
I have
Yeah,
that one.
that one's really good, and it has a lot to do with his son, and what's happening is basically, like, Plastic Man's dying. Like
Yeah, because he got exposed to some chemical or something, right?
mhm, and then it's just
Yeah,
completely
yeah.
deteriorating, so build
Teach
a
his son
relation
everything.
he's trying to build a relationship with his son now, and his son also has the same powers that his dad has, so he's trying to make sure as well his son doesn't get what he has. So, if
Yeah.
you're looking for a good Plastic Man story to read too, that's a good one. What are some, like, characters that you think, like, deserve an absolute title that would be, like, a good addition?
Deserve an absolute title would be a good addition. I
Or
would
even,
say
like, a
as
side
as as
character that, like, you would be
probably,
super hyped for?
Jason Todd.
Yeah.
Jason Todd. I feel like that would be a dope way to reintroduce him and to write, but it would have to be written perfectly. That's the only
Mhm.
thing. And it can't. Jason Todd has been messed up so bad to the point where for something to be, it's kind of like how people don't like James Gunn's Superman. Like a lot
Mhm.
of people don't like it, and they're just saying it's trash just because it's to the point where everything is just trash. Everything's just bad now, and it's like
Mhm.
you're not even looking at it through a different lens anymore. You're looking to be disappointed.
Yeah.
You are looking
You're
to be
going into
disappointed.
it looking for something to complain about.
Yeah, so for Jason Todd, it would definitely have to be you'd have to do
They'd
something
have to have
along
an
the lines.
elite, like, writing team. Like, it'd have to be, like
Yeah. Yeah, it would
they'd
have
have
to
to
be
have,
exactly
like,
what DC did
Jeff
with
Loeb.
hiring.
They'd have to have, like, a dream team of people to write a Red Hood run.
Yeah. Jeff
And I
Loeb,
think too, like, I'm, like,
Jason
99% sure. I think Jason Todd is supposed to come up within the next couple of issues too,
of what?
for the Absolute.
Oh, yeah, because there's gonna be a Robin, but they haven't came out and said which Robin is gonna be.
I don't think that as much is that I don't know where I saw it at, but I think they said, like, he's supposed to be getting introduced,
Mm,
especially with, like, they already have the Red Hood gang in place, so it kinda sets up something to where he could come in and be Red Hood, you know what I mean?
'cause Harley Quinn runs the Red Hood gang.
Mhm,
But what if it's Dick Grayson, man? Because Dick Grayson and Harley, they had their little fling for a while.
mhm,
So Dick Grayson could be the one ending up running the Red Hoods, and he could be Red Hood. I
yeah.
wouldn't be mad at that. I wouldn't be
That's
mad
not a
at that at
crazy
all.
take either. Like, that could be a
No,
cool take on him.
yeah,
And
because
even too, like, you could turn Jason Todd into Nightwing, and that would be kind of a cool thing, like, kinda
yeah,
have
have
more
them
of the
switch
life that
roles.
Dick had, but coming from Jason's, like he would be the first Robin. He doesn't have to
Mhm.
live in the shadow of Dick, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. It's pause or not, but but yeah, Jason Todd is his story is he's just everywhere, bro.
He
Everywhere.
is
It's
one of the,
like,
like, best, worst he's a tragic, like, obviously tragic in the sense of, like, his comic, but just, like, as a character in the real world because so many people mess up his story. Like,
yeah,
there is one good Red Hood Jason Todd story, and that's it. All of the other
yeah.
ones are, like, either
Some people say
horrible
two.
or they don't, like, focus on him as much. Like, they're just
Yeah,
kinda like, "I'm just mad." Like, that's all he is.
angry.
Like, they just make
Yeah,
his whole personality like he's angry all the time.
yeah. And
And, like,
it's not
that's
even, I don't
not
think
all
he's
it is.
angry. He's just like, bro, he was literally dipped into the Lazarus pool. Like,
Mhm.
you don't just get
Like,
out of
there's a
that and be
lot
like,
more
I'm
going
cool.
on than just, like, him being mad, like, it goes into, like, what his mental state's like. Like, if they
Exactly.
did, like, a deep dive in on it and, like, kinda did it how, like, they do some of the Moon Knight stories and, like, dove into, like, what his headspace is like, that would be a crazy thing to do. Like, nobody's
Yeah.
really, like, tapped into that sense of, like, what's going on through his brain? Like, what
Shazinski
really
would be
did
a
the
good
last
one.
Yeah.
Shazinski writing his inner monologue, or me and Spidey talked about that. He does a good job at writing inner monologues. Or you
Same thing
could
too with,
do
like, Jed McKay.
Ooh, Jed McKay. Yeah, I almost picked up his complete collection of Moon Knight today. I almost
Hit
picked it up.
I have the first volume for his Moon Knight run. So
Mm,
good. The Omni for it, fire.
yeah. I need to read Moon Knight. But bro, speaking of Moon Knight and Jed McKay, I want to talk about Stephanie Phillips' Daredevil run.
I think it's gonna be fire, bro.
I think it's gonna be really good. I just read her Grimm, and I read the first issue of her Incredible Hulk. If
Fire.
you have not read Stephanie Phillips, you need to read Stephanie Phillips. I don't know why, but on her TikTok, people be hating on her. I don't know why. She's a good
Stephanie
writer.
Phillips, if you're seeing this, We love you. Nothing but support.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
everybody that's in your comments tripping on you,
I
L to them.
L. Oh, you're missing out on peak writing. She the way she wrote She-Hulk is super dope. She could break the
Yeah.
third wall. She did a really good job at that. So,
Hmm.
Brad, if she did a Deadpool run, I think it would be really really good if she did a Deadpool
Hmm.
run.
There's a
And I
few
don't read
different
a lot
people,
of
I think.
Deadpool. I do
Mm-mm.
not read a lot of Deadpool at all. I have a lot of Deadpool just because there's Deadpool who's not picking up Deadpool, but I definitely need to read more of it.
There's a lot of good Deadpool stories. I actually picked up this one yesterday, the Deadpool and Cable, because I
Mm,
always see this one, like the other volumes for it, but I can never find volume one. So I found
okay.
this yesterday, and like the art in it looks amazing.
I need to get on some newer, not newer, but like I've never really read Ed Brubaker, and everybody always talks about him. And I
Dude,
picked up a
if you're
couple of
looking
his
for a
runs.
good Brubaker runs, read his Captain America run.
Dude, that's what I was gonna. I went today to my LCS to pick up Chip Zdarsky's Daredevil 31 through 36 in single
Mhm.
issues. I didn't find it. I wasn't expecting to find it, but what I did find was Ed Brubaker's Daredevil, and it starts at issue 81 and ends at like 109. And I found 88, 85, and then I think I found like 91 through 95, 94. So I'm definitely gonna dive into that. I've never read Ed Brubaker, but everybody says he's a really good writer. So I'm gonna type into that. The dude at my LCS, he said to get his Criminal omnibus. He said
Oh, yeah.
Criminal was really, really good. So I'm gonna type
I've
into that for
heard
sure.
same thing from, the owner of my LCS, said that was really good. Trying to think of other Brubaker stories that I've heard are, like, really good.
I just know about that Criminal run.
I heard the Criminal run's fire, but, like, definitely I have all of the Brubaker run for Cap in singles. It's so good, bro. And that too, like, that has a lot to do with, like, Bucky,
Mm.
and it's so good, bro.
Bro, what is coming out next week?
Absolute Batman's coming out next week. I think the new Cap's coming out.
Let's see, hold on.
I'm pulling up your Comic Geeks.
You know,
Yes, sir.
let's see. Pulls this week. Batman and Robin, which, oh my gosh, such a good run. Miles Morales. Oh, wait.
I thought Miles Morales came out this week.
Yeah, my bad. Rewind. All right. We got, what is peak that's coming out? Oh, TMNT 13, Transformers
Yeah.
27, Ultimate Spider-Man 23. Thank you,
I feel like it gets
uh,
longer and longer every month.
man. And Ultimate Wolverine. We don't really got nothing crazy coming out next week either. That's weird.
I thought Absolute Batman's coming out next week.
It
Like
is.
this
It
coming
is.
up week.
Yeah, that's coming out too. I don't know why that's not on here. Huh, that's weird. Because that's going to be an important issue as well.
I think that'll be like first story with Joker, right?
Yeah, it's the origin story of Joker. The origin story of Joker, bro. The one of Bane was crazy. The one of the Batmobile was crazy. The one of Riddler. The one of Killer Croc. The one of Captain Cold, or not Captain Cold. Mr. Freeze.
Mr.
Like,
Freeze.
yeah,
Yeah.
Mr. Freeze. All of these origin stories are like crazy. I don't know where to. I don't know what to expect. I don't know what to
Mm-mm.
expect really.
I
It,
saw a little sneak peek. Well, not a sneak peek, but like one of the panels from it, like of young Joker, and he has
yeah, I
like
saw
the
that.
face paint and everything.
It seems like
Hmm.
Joker was never a good person ever.
No,
Like even as a kid, it seems like he's just pure evil. But DCKO is wrapping up. Well, not wrapping up, but it's
it's
wrapping up. It's coming to an end.
it's it's in the middle right now.
So
We're on
what
the home
is
stretch.
yeah? So what is an absolute universe doesn't really have an end date right now. It's kind
Mm-mm.
of just ongoing. What are we expecting?
I really have no idea what to expect, especially with, like, what they've been coming out with saying, like I think Snyder had said, like, he has, like, 30 issues
Yeah,
written
yeah.
already up for
Mhm,
Absolute Batman, and
mhm.
they don't really have a red light right now. Like, they're good to keep on writing for however long they want.
Dude, there's
The only th
so many different characters in the DC universe that they could put in the Absolute Universe. And you know Hawkman, like, Hawkman just
Oh,
gets
yeah.
reincarnated. So and then there's still bro, yeah, it's gonna be dope. It's gonna be really dope.
Mhm. I'm very excited to see, like, how they do, one character that I really wanna see for Absolute wise is, like, Azrael. Like, I think an
Azrael,
absolute
bro,
Azrael, like, if
that would be
they
a dope one.
'cause I don't know
That'd
if
be a
they
really dope
will
one.
put him in there, but if they do, there is so many different things they can do with, like, Azrael, because they could do
Yeah,
very much, like, leaning on his Jean Paul side where, like, obviously, the main thing being, like, he's brainwashed by the Order of Saint Dumas to kind of become the next vigilante of Gotham after Batman takes over. But what if
yeah,
they do it something to where, like, he has to kill Batman now? Like, he doesn't wanna just take over when Batman dies.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
he needs to take him out so that the Order of Saint Dumas can run Gotham.
yeah, for sure, for sure. Ra's al Ghul seems like he's it like you thought Ra's al Ghul was bad in like in canon DC universe. Ra's al Ghul is like 10 times worse. Like he's not even he's just adopting people out of nowhere now. He's just like, yeah, you're my
Yeah.
kid. What? Brother.
I wanna see more of, like, the League of Shadows. Like,
Yeah, 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 yeah,
I
yeah.
wanna see more of, like, what that kinda has to fall into play because like, obviously, like, the relationship between, Talia and Bruce is, like, a very big thing in canon. So I wonder
Yeah.
if they'll bring that in at all because if Bruce and Talia kinda get into, like, a relationship absolute-wise, how does that tie into Ra's, you know what I mean?
I feel like they're gonna keep the aspect of Bruce being in relationships with these characters. I think they'll keep that because
Mhm,
he's in a situationship with Catwoman. So I do think that they will have him eventually being like kind of hinting at him and Talia al Ghul, and
mhm.
maybe that will have complications between him and Superman
Yeah, that could
because
be
yeah, Talia al Ghul, or she might be in a relation like she might have something going with. I just nah, scratch that. I don't see her having something going with Superman because Superman is even still messing with Lois Lane. So I think the
mhm,
relationships, those are probably all going to stay the same, but it'll definitely be different for
mhm.
sure, for sure.
What are your thoughts right now on, like, the other absolute titles? Like, where do you think those ones are going right now? Because like,
I'm
for
hyped.
me,
I know. Absolute Aquaman is coming, and I'm hyped for that.
I'm hyped for that as well. For me, like, ones that are kinda starting to fall off for me, like, Absolute Green Lantern has not really been that good in my opinion. The last
Whoa,
couple
whoa, whoa, whoa,
issues
whoa, whoa, whoa,
the
whoa.
last couple
Wait,
issues
wait, 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 wait. How? How is Absolute Green Lantern not being good these last couple? I would say
Are
it's
you caught
been
up?
yes.
Okay.
I would say that it's better than what it was at the beginning. Way better. If you would have said that if you would have said that issue 1 through 3, I would have agreed with you.
I think for me, it's just, like, it's been a lot of, like, goo goo gaga drama. You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like it's been a superhero story. It feels like it's kind of like a teen rom-com story right now. Like, not this issue that just came out, but the issue from last. Like, it was just a little, like, love story and how they were like, "Oh, I just love you, but, like, you don't let me do anything." Like, that's
Bro,
what I
you
felt what I was reading at
what about
least.
the issue when they started bringing in the issue when they started bringing in other Lantern Corps? That wasn't hard.
I liked that portion of it. I'm just kinda getting tired of, like, they're making it very much seem like it's a lot about, like it seems like they're heavily focusing on, like, her sexuality too much. That's my
Mm,
only thing. Like,
mm.
I don't want that to be, like, what defines her. You know what I
Yeah, yeah,
mean?
yeah. I hear you.
I want
I
it
get
to
what you're
be
saying.
like she's a hero because she's a hero, not like she's a hero, she's gay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Because
hear
that
you.
feels like what it's kinda not that it's a bad thing or anything,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just don't enjoy
You
that
don't want the
that
story.
much.
You don't want that to be her personality.
Like, I don't want the whole story to be based around, like, she's the gay Green Lantern, like, she's
You
cool
want
in
her
her
to have
own
an
right.
identity with it. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
That's my only, like, gripe with it right now is that
Okay.
I feel like they're focusing too heavy on that.
Okay. Okay.
But other than
Oh
that,
yeah,
like,
because they talk a lot about her and
I can't
her
remember her name
ex-wife.
right now.
Her
Yes, her
ex-wife.
mhm.
Well, and they even made like because her wedding ring is the one that turned John Stewart into a Yellow Lantern, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Okay. I can see where you're
So,
coming
like,
from with that then,
that's
yeah.
really my only gripe with it right now because I thought the introduction of, like, the other Lantern Corps was really dope. I thought with this last one, like, the introduce of it was Goldface, I think? Is that what
Yeah.
his name
Yeah,
was?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, yeah,
But,
yeah,
like,
yeah,
I
yeah.
thought that was really cool, but,
That
like,
was
the whole
cool.
first part of it was just her talking about her ex-wife.
Yeah, you're
Like, I
right.
don't
I'll
care
give you
about
that.
that.
You're
And then I feel like Absolute Flash is getting a lot of hate, bro.
it is. I don't know,
Unjustified
bro.
hate, in my opinion.
Yeah, it is. And you don't I think there's a very big possibility that Barry Allen is Reverse Flash.
I agree. I think Barry is, like might be, like, a version of Zoom or, like, Eobard.
Yeah, 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 yeah. How do you feel about Absolute Martian Manhunter coming back?
I think that is one of the ones I'm most excited for because it went on such a long hiatus.
Mm,
Like, I've been waiting well, not too long of a hiatus, but, like, I've been waiting for a new issue of that to come out because I enjoy reading that. Because 1, the art is amazing, and the storytelling is really good inside of it. Like, I like the
yeah,
kinda '90s psychedelic art to it because you get caught up in that alone, and then you get to reread it again. Because like, I cannot read that one once and just be like, "Alright, I understand it." Like, I have to read it twice because the art encapsulates you, and then you gotta read it again to, like, kinda get the rest of the story, you know what I mean?
Absolute Martian Manhunter and Absolute Flash are going to be the reason they're the way that Absolute Universe gets into main universe
I agree.
because the portal at the end of I think it was issue 9, issue 8.
For Flash?
Yeah, for Flash.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it was giving. It was giving like,
Mhm.
okay, let's start transitioning into a new arc.
I agree. Also, too, I really like how they're doing Flash's rogues gallery. Like, I feel like they've
Yeah,
got
it's
up to
pretty dope.
par
It's
with,
pretty
like,
dope.
how they've been doing the Batman Rogues Gallery. Like, I like how Captain Cold's been portrayed, I liked how Captain Boomerang was portrayed, I liked how they did Grodd, I liked how they did, oh, what's his face? I can't
There's
remember his name.
Grodd. Oh, you talking about the lady with the metal legs?
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know her name either,
I
but
can't remember her name, but, like, very, like you feel like they're being written very well and, like, they have personality. It's not just like they're there.
yeah, yeah, I hear you. I hear you.
I
Yeah,
also
that's
like
dope.
too that Grodd's kinda like Wally's buddy right now.
Bro, that I love that. I
Yeah.
love that. First off, my favorite animal is a monkey, so that's kind of crazy to say, huh?
So somebody's gonna have a field day with that clip alone, bruh.
Bro, oh my gosh, bro. Oh my gosh. But yeah, my favorite animal is a monkey, so when I seen Gorilla Grodd and Flash, I was like, "Oh, dope.
Mhm.
I love it. I love it." He be on his little shoulder kicking it, bro. He
Right?
be on his little shoulder kicking it,
He's
man.
just his little homie, you know what I mean? Like, he's just
Yeah,
there.
bro. It's like it's kind of like having a like a it's just it's another companion. It's a
Yeah.
companion, and I love that they were both. They're kind of like brothers almost. It's like a
Yeah.
brotherly relationship.
It's very much like they're very codependent on each other right now, like,
Yeah,
Grodd is definitely looking out for Wally, and Wally's looking out for Grodd. Like, they're both like,
yeah,
"Oh,
yeah.
you got my back, I got yours."
Yep. And with that, I even in this last issue, I feel like Grodd is a lot more powerful than what
I
a
feel
lot of
like
people
they're
might not be
starting to
paying attention
show
to
his
Grodd.
powers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're not paying attention to Grodd that much.
Like, they're kinda just like, "Oh, he's a little monkey, like, what could he do?"
Yeah, yeah. There's definitely been parts where Grodd showed his strengths, but I think we're just at the beginning of Grodd because you got to remember, Grodd is a big old gorilla. Wouldn't it not be dope to see him? Like, what if this is Grodd's base form?
Mhm.
And
Also
like,
too, like, for mainline Flash and stuff, like, Grodd's, like, a pretty big threat when it comes to, like, just
huge
normal,
threat.
like, Flash stories. Like,
Yeah, he's a
he's
huge threat.
up there. So, like, with the Absolute Universe being, like, multiplied times 10 on everything, like, his powers are gonna be pretty insane if they do it, like, how they've been doing the other characters.
Yeah, yeah. You know what? We're gonna finish this up with Tom Holland's Spider-Man wrapping up production and film. Did you see that?
I did see that. I also saw too that they said that The Punisher, like, I don't know if it's gonna be a TV show or, like, a little mini, like, short thing, but that's supposed to come out, like, right before Spider-Man does too.
Oh, like a season 3 or 4 or
Yeah.
whatever of Punisher. Well, does
I might be
Daredevil
wrong
does
on that.
Daredevil Born Again come out before Spider-Man?
I'm not sure.
Well, you know what? I don't even think it wouldn't even make sense for Frank Castle to be in Daredevil Born Again because he's like captured right now, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah.
I mean, it could. You never know. They
Yeah,
might be
yeah.
like,
It's
he
iffy. It's iffy, but
escaped.
it could. It could.
Yeah. They can set it up something like he escapes, plays
Yep.
into his own season, and then leads up into Spider-Man.
Yeah, Spider-Man, Tom Holland's Spider-Man is a new one. You think it's gonna do better than Supergirl?
I don't know, bro. It's gonna be very hit or miss for me. I'm going into that movie with lower expectations, so hopefully, like, it'll exceed what I'm thinking, but just because, like, Marvel hasn't been hitting lately for me, man, like, comics-wise or movie-wise.
Yeah.
'Cause, like, I really like the Fantastic Four movie, but I thought Thunderbolts was actually better than Fantastic Four. That might be a hot take,
That's a hot
but
take.
I
That's a
think
hot take.
Thunderbolts was better than Fantastic Four. Like, I felt like
Okay,
they
tell
did a
tell
lot
me
more.
whoa. Hold on, bro. You're coming at me with these takes, okay?
Let me give you my
Coming at me with
reasons.
these yeah, give me your reasons.
So, for me, the reason that I liked Thunderbolts more than Fantastic Four is because I felt like they didn't really do a lot with Fantastic Four. Like, I felt in this is my opinion, but for Fantastic Four, like, they kinda made, like, the characters kinda dumb. Like, the whole thing with, like, Reed set up the barrier rounds for where Galactus was supposed to step at. You're
I don't
telling me
like
the
that,
smartest man
yeah.
in the world
Puts a
was
yellow
like
caution sign tape. Like, bro, yeah, that was ridiculous. I'm not gonna lie,
so
that was very silly.
that one was silly to me. Also, too, like, when Galactus is, like, stretching him apart and,
Yeah,
like
but you gotta use your imagination a little bit, bro, because Galactus can
I'm not
manipulate
saying
pretty much
that
anything.
that is true as well. I didn't really think about that. I felt like there was a lot more they could have done with, like, characters. The fact that they kinda made, like, Ben just, like, really, really sad the whole movie,
I
like,
mean, he
that was
is though. He is sad.
I do get, like, he is a sad like, he is a sad character, but we're coming into this a couple years after them being together. That's something that he more so figures out when he's first becoming the Thing, you know what I mean? And
Yeah,
yes, he
yeah, yeah,
still
yeah, yeah, yeah.
struggles with that, but they've been the Fantastic Four, what was it? I think, like, 4 or 5 years already?
Yeah.
So, like, that in itself kinda felt silly to me, like, he's been dealing with this already, and I know this isn't the first time he's been like, "Oh, I'm just sad that I'm a monster."
Yeah, yeah. Honestly, bro, one thing that people don't talk about that really stood out to me with Fantastic Four was that the CGI for Ben was bad. I
I think
did
it
not
was
like the
like
CGI for Ben.
also too the like okay scene that they took out the rock clap. Why? It was so
Yeah,
much better when it had the rock clap.
yeah, yeah.
The CGI was also like for
Like
other
the
characters
scene when
too,
he like picked up the car and the scene when he was walking like in
bro.
the street by himself, I was like, bro, that CGI is terrible.
And then Thunderbolts just like felt like a more encapsulating movie. Like I felt like it
Thunderbolts,
was.
oh girl,
I
what's her name?
enjoyed
The
that.
lady, the
Yelena,
new, yeah, but what's her actor? What's her real name?
Florence Pugh, I think that's her name.
Yeah, she like killed that role, man. She did
Yeah,
a
dude.
really, really good job at that role. And I feel like she kind of like she was the movie
What?
with it. She provided the emotional aspect, the storytelling, the plot, like all of it. It was really good. She's actually the one that helped Bob turn back to Bob and honestly, you could kind of see it coming from a mile away
Oh yeah.
that she was gonna, do some Black Widow Hulk type stuff. But Sentry and Hulk kind of have that same,
Dual personalities. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
that dual personality. So that you kind of have to. I mean, how else are you gonna, fit it in this one
Hmm.
movie?
One scene that like Marvel kind of ruined for itself was the scene when Sue was dying, and
Hmm.
then like Franklin came up and like dropped a tear, and then she came back to life. I
I knew
felt
that was gonna
attached.
happen.
I felt attached to that for like less than a second because they had already announced she was going to be in Doomsday.
Yeah,
Like you can see that coming from a mile away, but even if like you couldn't see that coming from a mile away, they announced she was already going to live. Like you had no worry at all like, "Oh, she's not going to
bro, they
live."
they 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 spoiled a lot in Fantastic Four, and I feel like that they spoiled a lot in Fantastic Four. It's not the only reason why it didn't do as good, or why more people don't vocalize that they like
Mhm.
Fantastic Four more than Superman. But the trailers, dude. Like, how are you
Gave
gonna
away
come
like
out here and talk
90% of
about
the movie.
if you're a comic book fan and you read comic books and you read Jonathan Hickman's Fantastic Four, you could come to the conclusion that they are probably gonna incorporate Franklin and Valeria in some type of way, but it wasn't a guarantee. They came out with like one of the last trailers a week before the movie like dropped, and had announced that Franklin was like gonna be born, and it was such a
Yeah.
like it was such a just a vibe killer, man. Like that really upset me to the max.
Not
That
only
upset me to
that
the
too,
max.
but like with the trailer, but also even before the trailer came out, like they came out with the toys.
Yeah, yeah,
Like the toys came out and you were like, "Oh, so Franklin's going to be in here, I guess."
yeah, man. It's Marvel and DC. They both got to do a better job at that because that stuff,
Mhm.
man, it makes you almost not even want to go see the movie anymore. Like it makes you want to wait on the movie because you start anticipating what's gonna happen.
Uh-huh. You can read the movie already and like
You
I
don't the
think that's a good thing that James Gunn does is like he definitely sticks to the comics a lot, but he sticks to it in the sense that like you can still go into it and still be like, "Oh, like, oh
yeah,
shit, I didn't think
and
that
be
was going to
surprised.
happen."
Be surprised.
Like
Yeah, or if
the
it if
scene
it
where
if it
like
does happen, it happens in a different way than it does in the comic book. So you're still surprised. You still
yeah.
have the surprise behind it.
Mhm. Like for example, like the one where like Lex is in like the room where all of his like prisoners are, he just shoots that guy in the head. You're like,
Yeah,
I didn't think that was going to happen."
that was a lot. That
Like
was a lot. I was surprised
that
that
was
he put
James
that
Gunn
in there.
showing that like,
Oh, we're
"Oh,
taking
like
this to
we're
the
serious
yeah.
about this.
Yeah, he was
We're
very
not playing
serious
around
because
with like."
well, everybody doesn't want like you want a dark that was for the people who said I want a dark Superman. Why do you want a dark Superman? Superman's not a dark character. But
Mm-mm.
his villains are what test his strengths because he's always trying to figure out a way to do things without so much bloodshed, without so much anger behind him. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like he's just trying to find a peaceful way out of a situation. I say that wraps up I say that wraps up episode 3, y'all. Episode 3 of Comfortable Nerds, man. You know, this
Heck yeah,
started
man.
off as just like a conversation and a wanting and a desire. And now we're here. Now we're here, and it's super exciting. I'm excited for the future of this channel. I'm excited because Absurd is definitely gonna be on this channel a lot more than just
I
one
am
time.
hyped to do this with Jay project, but we have been talking about this for months and months and months, and this is something that I'm excited to do with Jay and just keep on growing this and keep on feeding you guys knowledge that we have and also hearing like knowledge from you guys that we don't know and stuff that you guys want to hear us talk about. Thank you again, bro.
Y'all, peace out and read comics.